It's Saturday the 3rd of August, it's just past 6 o'clock, and welcome to our weekly news programme. And in the news this week, Weymouth is likely, with other places in the country, to have protest marches this weekend, with anti-immigrant and anti-racist parades planned for the town over the weekend. Dorset Police have called in extra officers for the weekend to ensure public safety. The planned gatherings follow similar ones elsewhere in the country being held over the last week. The police have issued warning to protesters that public order and criminal offences will not be tolerated. Assistant Chief Constable for Dorset Police Mark Callaghan said Dorset Police is aware of two planned demonstrations due to be held on the Esplanade in Weymouth Town Centre on Sunday, August the 4th. We have been liaising with the organisers of both protests to ensure people can exercise their right to protest legally and safely without causing significant or ongoing disruption to residents, visitors or businesses. We will seek to enable peaceful protests, but let me be clear that if people are intent on committing public order or criminal offences, they will be dealt with robustly, as such behaviours will not be tolerated. I ask that people enjoy what Dorset has to offer, but consider the increased demands the warm weather has on our public services. One of Weymouth's largest and newest care homes, Manor Care Home on Rannipole Lane, requires improvement according to a report from the Care Quality Commission, or CQC. The home was only opened in 2022 and is operated by Chantry Healthcare. The report highlighted concerns with staffing levels, the organisation not undertaking appropriate staff checks and breaches in regulations on provision of safe care. In the latest report, the home required improvement in safety and leadership, leading to an overall requiring improvement rating. It did, however, score good in being effective, caring and responsive. The full report can be viewed on the Care Quality Commission website. The development of the old Kinetic site at Newton's Cove could soon go ahead. The site, which is owned by and to be developed by Juno Developments, will see 140 new homes built, as well as a 60-bed care home, a gym, swimming pool and spa, restaurant and office space and industrial units. The site has been unused for the last 10 years, and it's expected that Juno Developments will spend around £70 million on the development. It's expected that detailed plans will soon be submitted to Dorset Council planners and that construction work may start as early as the beginning of 2025. Security has been improved on the Rodwell Trail as new CCTV cameras go live. The popular walking and cycling path along the old railway line to Portland has been subject to antisocial behaviour for many years, and the community have been asking for action for a long time. Dorset Council was successful in obtaining £250,000 of funding to install cameras and make people feel safer. Cameras are located along the trail on the section from Westham to the Buxton Road Bridge. The council hopes that the new 6 cameras along the trail will deter antisocial behaviour and make those using the trail feel much safer. Residents and holidaymakers alike will be pleased to hear this weekend that Dorset Council have announced that they have engaged a contractor to clean up the thick green algae that is taking up a lot of the lake at Westham Bridge. Work is due to start by Monday. Residents have been concerned about the danger to local birds that have been getting trapped in the thick green sludge, as well as the eyesore, as it doesn't look good at a time when the town has many visitors. The council has said that the green algae growth is a natural phenomenon. It is growth that has become more rapid due to the high level of nutrients in the water, which may have come from runoff of chemicals and fertilisers from farmland up the course of the river. Tests have been made on the algae and it has been found that it is not dangerous. Views on the NHS website for heat health advice have almost tripled as the temperature soared this week. Visits to the heat exhaustion advice webpage on the NHS website have tripled in the past few days as the temperature surged across the country. The UK recorded its hottest day of the year so far on Tuesday, and yellow heat health alerts are in place, have been in place for millions of people through until Friday this week. Analysis by NHS England, which runs the nhs.uk website, shows that on the 29th and 30th of July there were 21,112 visits to the heat exhaustion page compared to 7,838 over the weekend of the 27th and 28th of July, an increase of 169%. Searches peaked on Tuesday with 11,986 visits, an average of one visit every 7 seconds. Heat exhaustion does not usually need emergency medical help if you can cool down within 30 minutes, but if it turns into heat stroke, it needs to be treated as an emergency. The NHS is urging the public to use the service as they normally would, with the NHS 111 service available for urgent needs and 999 for emergencies. Signs of heat exhaustion include tiredness, dizziness, headache, feeling sick, sweating or clammy skin, cramps, fast breathing or heartbeat, high temperature, being very thirsty and feeling weak. If someone is showing signs of heat exhaustion, they need to be cooled down and given fluids. The NHS advises moving them to a cool place, removing unnecessary clothing, giving them a rehydration drink or cool water, and cooling their skin with water, a fan or cold packs wrapped in a cloth. Families are being encouraged to check whether they might be eligible to receive a free daily lunch at school, potentially saving families up to £450 a year. Dorset children who receive free school meals can also take part in free activities during the school holidays. That doesn't include half terms. Through the Holiday Activity and Food Programme, or HAF, H-A-F for short. School children in reception, Year 1 and Year 2 automatically receive universal infant free school meals. However, parents and carers who receive a qualifying benefit still are encouraged to apply for free school meals when their child starts school. This will secure additional support for eligible families, including free holiday activities, as well as generating pupil premium funding for the school. To apply for free school meals and to check eligibility, just go into Google and search for Free School Meals Dorset Council. Free School Meals Dorset Council. And that will take you to the website. Families will automatically receive the access code for HAF, or Holidays and Activities Food Programme funding, when they sign up for free school meals. Anyone who has lost their code or needs further advice can contact holiday activities at dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. A local Dorset charity has launched a major fundraising appeal so it can continue to support children struggling to deal with the death of someone close to them. Mosaic, which is supporting bereaved children, was founded in 2007 to help families deal with the impact of a death by providing qualified counsellors who meet and talk with a child or young person, helping them understand and deal with feelings of grief and anxiety. Excuse me. But the demand for the service is now outstripping Mosaic's ability to provide the free access to counsellors. The charity needs to raise £100,000 this year in order to continue to provide care, advice and support at a time when costs are rising steeply and other funds have stopped. Joe Revel, who's the charity's chief executive, said, "This is the crunch point for us now. We've had a 47% increase in the number of children and young people being referred to us for help, compared with the same period in 2023. She added, "We want to continue to exist for Dorset and for Dorset's children. The services we offer can transform a child's life and their life chances, but we cannot be sure of meeting that if we cannot raise the money." Now, for more information about Mosaic and the appeal to help Mosaic, as they say they're looking for £100,000, please visit their website, which is www.mosaicfamilysupport.org. That's Mosaic, MOSAIC, familysupport.org. Dorset County Hospital Charity are delighted to have received a generous donation from the Dorset Young Farmers Club on behalf of one of their committee members. The recent donation of £600 was presented to staff from the hospital's breast care team as a thank you for the care their county organiser, Tracy Hounsome, recently received as a result of breast cancer diagnosis at the end of last year. Tracy said, "The support from everyone at the breast cancer unit was amazing, from my surgeon to the cancer nurses. They were always friendly and approachable at every step of my care, with follow-ups after surgery and continued support thereafter. I would urge anyone who is asked to go for a mammogram to do so. This was how my diagnosis was found. No lumps or bumps, it's so important, and a few minutes out of your day is nothing compared to the outcomes. I was lucky that everything was found so early and that the breast cancer team was supporting me straight away. The donation was made by Tracy Emmy Wanacott, County Chairman, and Andy Searle, County President of the Dorset Young Farmers Club, after the funds were raised at their entertainments evening in December last year. Weymouth's Oktoberfest is now in its 18th year, and it's back to King Alfred's Dark Ages this year. The festival, organised by CAMRA volunteers, will be held in Weymouth Pavilion's Ocean Room on Friday and Saturday, October the 4th and 5th. The festival is split into 4 sessions, and this year they're proud to announce that their guest brewery will be Copper Street Brewery of Dorchester, who will be in attendance with a selection of their brews, plus a one-off festival special brewed by the Oktoberfest committee. The regional theme this year will be beer and cider from King Alfred's Wessex region, when he took to the throne of Wessex in 871 AD. Customers can expect to drink from breweries and cider makers from Devon, Dorset, Hampshire, Somerset and Wiltshire. There will be over 60 cask ales and 13 traditional ciders and perry. The festival is split into 4 sessions over the 2 days, with a ticketed entry cost of £12, for which customers get a pint of beer or cider of choice. CAMRA members get an extra one, it says here. A souvenir pint glass and programme. Opening times will be 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock and 6:30 to 11:30. And tickets go on sale on the 1st of August, and they're available from the CAMRA website, which is CAMRA Dorset, CAMRA W Dorset, as in West Dorset, camrawdorset.org.uk. The Pan Dorset Infant Feeding and Child Nutrition Strategy has been officially launched, setting out an ambitious plan to support families in making informed nutritional choices for their children from birth to age 5. This comprehensive strategy is built on national and international evidence, combining essential practice such as Best Start in Life and the UNICEF Baby Friendly Initiative. Rachel Partridge, who's the Deputy Director of Public Health for Dorset and Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council, said Dorset's new infant feeding and child nutrition strategy highlights the importance of good nutrition during the first 5 years of life for a child's healthy development. The strategy highlights how organisations in Dorset are committed to work together with families to provide information, knowledge and support needed to promote healthy eating habits from infancy through to early childhood. This includes key themes of breastfeeding, weaning and nutritional needs at each development stage. This is a clear way in which we can demonstrate our commitment and enthusiasm for working to support families in the important area of healthy eating and nutrition to give the best start in life for all our children in Bournemouth, Christchurch, Poole Council and Dorset Council areas. Now moving to this week's appeals from Dorset Police. Detectives from Dorset Police are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward as they investigate a robbery and assault in Weymouth. At around 2:10 a.m. on Sunday the 28th of July, the victims, a man and a woman, were walking through the subway from Weston Bridge under Westway Road when a man made verbal threats and took cash from the female victim's handbag. It is reported that a second man pushed the female victim and another woman in possession of a spanner hit her across the chest and arm. It's further reported that the victims then continued walking through the subway towards the steps for Abbotsbury Road when the woman pushed both victims to the floor and made verbal threats. The female victim sustained a minor injury to her arm. One of the male offenders is described as being of slim build and aged in his 60s with long, scruffy, dark-coloured hair and a dark beard. He was wearing dirty hoodie top and baggy trousers and was in possession of a green sleeping bag and a blue and black checkered blanket. The female offender is described as being a slim build with curly brown hair, and she was wearing a khaki green jacket, navy blue sweatshirt and dark coloured jeans. Anyone with information is asked to pass this on to Dorset Police. Also, officers are appealing for witnesses and anyone with information to come forward as they investigate a reported altercation in Weymouth Town Centre. Shortly after 9 p.m. on Thursday the 1st of August, officers responded to reports of a disturbance involving a group of people in St Thomas Street near the Tesco Express store. It was reported that 2 men had been involved in a fight and had sustained injuries. A 24-year-old man from Bournemouth was arrested on suspicion of inflicting grievous bodily harm, and a 32-year-old man of no fixed abode was arrested on suspicion of affray. Both men were taken to hospital for treatment to their injuries, but have since been discharged and taken into police custody. An 18-year-old woman has also been arrested on suspicion of being drunk and disorderly in a public place and assaulting an emergency worker. Police Constable Harry Chaplin of Weymouth and Portland Police said, "We take reports of public place disorder very seriously and have launched a full investigation into this incident. I'm keen to hear from any witnesses who may not have already spoken to police and would urge anyone who has captured the incident on mobile phone or other footage to please come forward." Now, if you've got information for either of those incidents from Dorset Police this week, you can give them a call on 101, or if you wish to give information anonymously, you can do this via the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, drawing upon recent excavations by the National Trust and subsequent new research, a special daytime conference on the 28th of September is to be held at the Dorset Museum and Art Gallery, and will offer the opportunity to explore the Cerne Giant and other significant hill figures in Wessex. The Cerne Giant, located outside the village of Cerne Abbas in Dorset, is one of the most iconic hill figures in the UK and is an important part of local culture and folklore. The origin and date of the Cerne Abbas giant has long been a matter of debate, with advocates for a prehistoric origin, one connected to the period of the Civil War, and a more modern one as well. Following excavations conducted in 2020 by the National Trust in its centenary year of its ownership of the giant, an accurate scientific verified date was provided, falling within the Anglo-Saxon period. This was surprising, as it was a date not seriously considered previously by antiquarians, archaeologists or historians. The conference, held at Dorset Museum and Art Gallery on Saturday 28th of September, will offer the opportunity to explore the findings of the project and its implications for the giant in its local and Saxon context. With talks throughout the day from a number of archaeologists, academics and independent authors and researchers, the conference will look at other significant hill figures in Wessex, including the Long Man of Wilmington and the Uffington White Horse. Now, spaces to this one-day conference are limited, so pre-booking is essential, and tickets can be booked online on the Dorset Museum website. Weymouth Town Council is inviting residents to Radipole Park and Gardens to celebrate the official opening of the refurbished park on Saturday the 10th of August. The event runs from 11 o'clock to 2 p.m. in the park on Radipole Park Drive and features performances by Way Bay Rockers, who will be opening the event at 11 a.m, and the Weymouth Ukuleleans, who will be performing at 12:30 and in the Sensory Gardens. There will also be speeches and a ribbon cutting ceremony at 12 p.m. to mark the official opening. People will be able to look around the park and learn more about its history and explore the nature trail. The new kiosk run by Mama Bees will be open, serving drinks and snacks throughout the event, and the kiosk is open daily during the summer from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Deputy Mayor of Weymouth, Councillor Carolyn Nickinson, said, "It will be great to see the community come together to celebrate and enjoy this beautiful new space at the celebration event on Saturday the 10th of August. And as the Paris 2024 Olympics have just started, why not get inspired? Come along and try out the free sports facilities on offer, or enjoy a walk around the park and Sensory Gardens. I'd like to thank the friends of the National Lottery Heritage Fund and Weymouth Town Council for all the work that's gone into making this place for families, friends and neighbours to enjoy for many years to come." Now, you can discover the history of Roman Dorchester on the Roman Townhouse tour this summer with Dorset Museum and Art Gallery in partnership with Dorset Council. The Roman Townhouse in Dorchester is one of the best examples of its kind in England and is one of several Roman sites found in and around the area. New dates for August have been released and are available to book on the Dorset Museum and Art Gallery website. Tours begin at the Dorset Museum, where trained guides will deliver a presentation on the history of Roman Dorchester, known as Durnovaria, and what life was like in this period. After this, there will be a guided viewing of the Roman artefacts on display in the People's Dorset Gallery. Finally, there will be a site visit to the Roman townhouse itself, where attendees will not only be able to explore the grounds, but will also be granted exclusive access inside the Roman townhouse structure to see the mosaics up close. And again, all can be booked on the Dorset Museum website. And Weymouth Town Council are reminding us of their free community events this summer. A bouncy castle, arts and crafts and musical trail are just some of the activities lined up for Weymouth Town Council's free events this summer. The next event will take place on Tuesday the 6th of August at Links Road in Westham from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m, where there will be the bouncy castle, the mini nature trail, arts and crafts, a couple of information stands and activities provided by Westham Community Centre with a series of games and under fives play area. After this, the next event will take place on Wednesday the 28th of August, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Wyke Gardens, which will also feature the bouncy castle and various other crafts and activities. And finally, in the headlines tonight, Arts Reach, storyteller Emily Hennessy and sitar player Shima Mukherjee conjure fast-flowing worlds of celestial celebrities, cosmic estate agents, daredevil demons and gods behaving very badly in an evening full of Indian stories of liberation, lies, love and life. Emily and Shima have been fusing live storytelling and music for many years, specialising in Indian mythology with music that draws on both Indian classic and contemporary traditions. With a style that is highly accessible and deeply engaging, they have toured a wide range of venues including the British Museum, Soho Theatre, York Theatre Royal and the Ancient Technology Centre. This spellbinding show is bursting with humour, dance and playful energy, with occasional bubbles and unpredictable watermelons. It's suitable for anybody 14 plus. And it's on Thursday the 8th of August at Lytton Cheney. If you look at the Arts Reach website, you'll find out more about that and be able to book tickets. Now, lots in the headlines tonight, wasn't there? Just about got to the end of them without drawing up too much. It's now time in our programme tonight to go over to regular contributor Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to White Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This week, the live-action fantasy comedy film Harold and the Purple Crayon arrives in cinemas. The film's based on a 1955 children's book of the same name, and the film's actually serves as a sequel to the book. Not sure how that works, but hey-ho. And stars Zachary Levi as Harold, a man who lives in a book who has grown up with a magical purple crayon that makes anything he draws come to life when he draws himself out of the pages of the book and into the real world. The film also stars Lil Ray Howery, Zoe Deschanel and Jemaine Clement as the bad guy who gets a piece of Harold's crayon and wants to, do bad guy stuff. The film so far has 37% positive reviews from critics, which is pretty bad, but, pretty standard for a family film like this. It's because critics don't really take too kindly to mass entertainment films. So the film is in cinemas now. Came out on Wednesday, I believe, in the UK. So, last week, the British-backed neo-noir film Love Lies Bleeding was released on home video. The film stars Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien and is set in 1989 and follows the lesbian relationship between a reclusive gym manager who is part of a crime family and an ambitious bodybuilder who gets wrapped up in organised crime. So this was quite big when it was released in February, March, and it is British backed, Film 4 provided funding for the film. So there's a British aspect to it as well. I watched the film last week because I was actually looking forward to it because I'd heard great things. One of my friends recommended it to me. And I like the performances of Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien, but I just didn't really like the film. The script was massively incoherent and made very little sense, especially on the inclusion of like 2 CGI heavy scenes in the third act. So I was just really disappointed that the film wasn't like good, because I'd heard good things. I'd been told good things. It'd been recommended to me, and it was just sort of like, it just ended up not being good. So I gave the film 2.5 stars out of 5. And I know that it's quite well regarded in the LGBTQ plus circles. So, but honestly, I just thought the film was an absolute mess. I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't good. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I'll be previewing the live-action video game adaptation Borderlands and the new M. Night Shyamalan film Trap. Trap's already out in America. It's just come out in America, but it's coming out next week in the UK, so I'll be previewing it next week. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much, Andrew. We'll be back with Andrew next week. It's now time in this week's programme to go to the Met Office for the weekend weather forecast. And this week we are joined by Greg Dewhurst.
Hello there, welcome to your latest forecast from the Met Office. We're starting to see a change, particularly across the northwest of the UK over the next few days. Some heavy rain and stronger winds is expected. High pressure holding on and keeping it largely settled across southern parts of England and Wales. But this deep area of low pressure will continue to bring in heavy rain to the northwest. The Met Office warning already in force across western Scotland for Monday. For the rest of Saturday, bright spells across England and Wales. This weather front just giving thicker cloud across parts of East Anglia down into southeast England. Perhaps 1 or 2 spots of rain within that, but bright spells elsewhere. Scattered showers for Northern Ireland and Scotland, some of these on the heavy side. But in between there'll be plenty of sunny spells, a little breezy across the Western Isles too. Temperatures generally lower than recent days, 18 to 23 Celsius across the north of the UK, 22 to 24 further southeast, perhaps locally 25. So in any sunny spell, still feeling fairly pleasant where the winds remain light. And as we head through into the evening time, those showers continue for a time across Northern Ireland, parts of Scotland, but they do ease, but cloud slowly thickens from the west as we head into the early hours. Largely medium to high level cloud across England and Wales, perhaps thick enough for a couple of splashes of rain over the Pennines, say, but the cloud thickest across parts of Northern Ireland, western Scotland, outbreaks of rain, but generally light and patchy, 1 or 2 heavier bursts over the higher ground. And temperatures overnight tonight generally staying in double figures again, perhaps a little lower in the countryside, but overall 12 to 14 Celsius, much more comfortable for sleeping compared to recent nights where we've seen 17, 18 Celsius in places. So cloudy damp start across Northern Ireland, western Scotland Sunday morning, outbreaks of rain continuing here through the day. Elsewhere, variable amounts of cloud, some hazy sunshine at times, but generally a lot of cloud around overall. The rain turning heavy as we move into the afternoon, evening time across parts of Northern Ireland, western Scotland too. The breeze starting to pick up here. The wind's coming in from the south though, so feeling fairly pleasant in the sunny spells. Temperatures 21 to 23, perhaps locally 24 in the southeast. A little chillier under the cloud and outbreaks of rain across the northwest. And that rain continues through into the evening and overnight as well. You can see the bright colours on there across parts of Northern Ireland into western parts of Scotland, continuing through Monday as well. As I mentioned, a Met Office warning in force across western parts of Scotland through the early hours of Monday right through the day, and perhaps 50 to 75 millimetres of rain falling through the day here, leading to some local disruption. So it is worth staying up to date with the forecast over the coming days. See you again soon.
Thank you very much there, Greg, for the weekend weather forecast, and hopefully our local weather will work. It's working. There we go. This weekend, showing what's expected in the week ahead. A little bit cooler than it has been, and dry other than Tuesday, but chance of some thundery storms tonight. But these weather forecasts are not very reliable for us here down on the south coast. because with the sort of range of hills towards Dorchester, we often find the weather scoops around us. So that's what's predicted. We'll just have to wait and see what actually comes along. Now, turning to our what's on, we have got Weymouth Pavilion first of all. We've got 8th of August, Joe Pasquale. 10th of August, Shawaddy Waddy 50th Anniversary Tour. 15th of August, Rocket Man, a tribute to Elton John. 16th of August, Coles Play, the world's leading Coldplay tribute. 17th of August, the Bowie Experience. And the 22nd of August, the Magic of the Bee Gees. More information on those shows and lots more at weymouthpavilion.com, where you can also buy tickets online. Looking at the Noth Fort, 15th of August, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and there's basically summer fun running for families and children right the way through now until the 1st of September. And on the 29th of September, the Pause for Fort event is on. More information on that and other things coming up at the Noth Fort at www.nothfort.org.uk. A reminder that Abbotsbury and Portsham Millennium celebrations are still underway through to the end of the year. Keep your eye on their website, map24.org, map24.org, to see what's going on at Abbotsbury and Portsham. And next weekend, the Aero Legends Golden Age of Aviation. I've been mentioning this a few times over the last few weeks. It's a really good show if you're into vintage aviation. It's at Guy Ritchie's Compton Abbas Airfield. It's the 10th and 11th of August. And there's more information and you can book tickets online at comptonabbasairshow.co. comptonabbasairshow.co. Finally, looking at church services in Wyke this weekend. Communion at All Saints Church at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and the monthly family-friendly, more informal worship at Cafe Church at 9:30, and a communion service at 11 o'clock at St Edmund's Church Lane House. Now, the only other thing to mention is our weekly quiz show is on tonight at 7:30 on these channels, which you're very welcome to join us. It's free, it's family friendly, community friendly. Everybody is welcome to join in. If there's nothing that is on TV that you want to watch, or you're not going out and doing anything else, you'll be very welcome to join us for our weekly quiz. Starts promptly at 7:30 but streams up about 7:15, 7:20, so you can find us. That brings us to the end of this week's programme. Hope you're enjoying the summer weather that's finally come upon us. Hope you've got some nice things planned this weekend and for the week ahead. If you've got any news or events or stories to share with us, then do email us at news@wykeregis.tv. We would love to hear from you. And failing that, we will see you back here next Saturday at 6 o'clock for our next episode of our weekly news programme. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.